Friends, think about it. A man who, in the pursuit of beating his girlfriend, gets stuck on a top where people are smaller than his fingers. And his exploits make him a hero there. Something like this is going to happen in our video today. So stay tuned with us. The story begins with a man named Gulliver. Gulliver lives in New York. He wakes up every day and acts like a child. He plays with small toys. He goes to the office every day from the same route. He has been working in this office for almost 10 years, but despite working for 10 years, he is still given small office tasks, such as delivering files etc. to the office upstairs. The office people give him even smaller tasks, but Gulliver feels that his hard work is not noticed. One day he meets a new boy, Dan. Dean is Gulliver's junior, but due to Gulliver's actions, he does not even kiss, and because of these actions, the two become friends. Gulliver and Dean go to the office to deliver everyone's holidays and parcels. During this time, they meet Gulliver's longtime crush Darcy. Actually, Gulliver has never been able to gather the courage to tell Darcy that he loves her. Gulliver gets nervous when he sees Darcy, and Dean notices this. On the same day, Dean finds out that he has been made Gulliver's senior. Gulliver gets very upset after hearing this. He gets worried and goes to Darcy to express his love, but he gets nervous again when he sees Darcy and picks up a travel writing paper from there. Darcy asks him if he likes traveling. Gulliver gets nervous and says yes. After that, he copies and pastes travel notes from the internet at night. The next morning, when Darcy sees his notes, she is very happy. Darcy thinks that Gulliver is a good writer. Seeing Gulliver's writing, Darcy gives him a real job to write about the missing triangle. Gulliver agrees to it in a hurry, and the next morning, Darcy also arranges a boat with a lot of equipment for him. The boat driver puts the boat on the automatic system. Gulliver sits on the boat and starts traveling on the boat, having fun, laughing and singing. While traveling, he falls asleep. When Gulliver opens his eyes, a huge tsunami appears in front of him. In fact, he has reached the place where the triangle is. Gulliver, afraid of water, quickly puts on waterproof clothes. After that, Gulliver's boat is surrounded by water from all sides. When Gulliver opens his eyes, he is tied to ropes, and all around him are people smaller than his fingers watching him. General Edward comes to his chest and tells him that you are now in our possession. When Gulliver tries to stand up, all his ropes come untied and all the little people start running away. Gulliver thinks that maybe this is a dream, but he realizes that it is real. Gulliver has actually reached an island where all the people are smaller than his fingers. They all surround Gulliver by trapping him in ropes, which makes Gulliver unconscious. The little people take him to their king. When Gulliver opens his eyes, he is tied to a cart-like object and taken inside the castle. People are calling him a monster. Children come out of the house and look at Gulliver. General Edward presents him to his king. The king asks what this thing is. Colonel Edward tells him it is a monster. The king's daughter, Empress Marie, is a kind-hearted girl. She is Edward's fiancée, but Marie does not like Edward, while Edward forces his love on her. After this, Gulliver is put under house arrest. There, Gulliver meets Horatio. Gulliver asks Horatio, "Why are you locked up here?" Horatio tells him that he loves the queen, that is why he is being held in prison. Horatio and Gulliver become friends and they both start talking about Edward. At that moment, Edward arrives there. Edward overhears their conversation and punishes Gulliver even more severely. He makes Gulliver plow the fields with a large plow. While plowing, Edward and Gulliver hear the sound of bells. In fact, these bells are rung when the palace is attacked. Edward takes Gulliver to the palace. When they go there, they find out that some people have come from another king to kidnap the queen. But Edward, to show his bravery, takes a sword and gets ready to save the queen alone and orders Gulliver to stay there. Seeing the queen in trouble, Horatio asks Gulliver for help and unties Gulliver's shackles. Gulliver picks up the soldiers who kidnapped the queen and throws them into the water and saves the queen. On the other hand, when Edward reaches the upper part of the palace, Gulliver saves the queen and drops the queen down. At that moment, Horatio, the queen's lover, also comes there and starts asking the queen how she is. At that moment, the bells start ringing again and Gulliver and the queen find out that the king has been engulfed in fire. The queen asks Gulliver to save the king. When Gulliver cannot find any way to extinguish the fire, he asks everyone to close their eyes and starts urinating on the fire, which extinguishes the fire and the king is saved. Everyone starts to thank Gulliver and starts to consider Gulliver as the hero of the place. But Edward doesn't like Gulliver at all. He doesn't consider Gulliver anything but a monster. The next morning, the king is happy and invites Gulliver to dinner, but Gulliver doesn't accept. Actually, Gulliver wants his friend Horatio to be invited to the feast. The king agrees to Gulliver's words and invites Horatio to the feast. Edward starts to get angry seeing Gulliver's growing respect. While eating, the king asks Gulliver where he came from, and Gulliver, seeing his respect, lies to him that he is not a monster but the president of New York. Everyone starts to applaud after hearing this and believes everything he says, except Edward. A large and magnificent palace is built for Gulliver in Lilliput, where he can live comfortably. The little people there also built a theater for Gulliver, so that the whole kingdom could know about Gulliver's life. He told everyone the story of his life like the Titanic movie, how he was trapped in a sinking ship, how he saved his life, how the waves of the sea helped him, and how he saved his beloved. The people of Lilliput were surprised to hear this story and started clapping for him after hearing the story of his life. Edward got even more angry after seeing this, and he started calling Gulliver a liar in front of his king in the same theater, but no one believed him. The next day, Horatio, who loved the princes very much, asks Gulliver for help to help him beat the princes. Gulliver agrees to help him. The next day, they both go to the princes, and Horatio tells the princes everything Gulliver said, and the forgetful princes are also impressed by his words. Seeing the queen happy, Horatio starts dancing, and on the other hand, Edward is also sitting with his eyes on the princes. He also wants to marry the queen. On the other hand, the people of Lilliput find Gulliver's broken boat. Gulliver goes there and listens to Darcy's angry voice messages on his mobile. The people of Lilliput are surprised that he has been doing this. Gulliver, after listening to Darcy's angry voice messages, goes to the seashore in sadness and asks the people of Lilliput to fix the boat. After this, Gulliver sits down by the palace in a distressed state. Princess Mary comes there and asks Gulliver why he is sitting sad. Gulliver remembers Darcy's angry message and tells the prince to stay there. The princess is happy to hear this. And the Raja Sahib makes Gulliver a general there. Edward does not like this and in anger he opens all the doors of the palace. Seeing the doors of the palace open, the soldiers of another country attack Lilliput and start raining small shells of money all over the city. Now Gulliver has to save this city. Gulliver quickly gets up, takes off his jacket and goes into the sea, and grabs the ropes of all the ships that have come from another country and turns them back. The people from the other kingdom attack Gulliver with small cannons, but the cannonballs hit Gulliver's body and return to their ships, which increases Gulliver's confidence even more. He pulls all the ships back and throws them back, and once again he becomes the hero of the entire Lilliput city. Everyone starts clapping for him and accepts Gulliver as the hero there. After that, Gulliver's name starts being talked about everywhere in the city of Lilliput. Whatever Gulliver says, the people there immediately accept it, even the king and queen. Now there are pictures of Gulliver all over the city. Edward drinks wine in anger after seeing all this and goes straight to the queen's room. The queen, seeing him in a drunken state, throws Edward out of her room, and after being so disrespectful, he goes straight to the king of another country and bows his head. There, he builds a large machine and attacks Lilliput. Gulliver tries to fight him off, but Edward catches him and hangs him upside down, which makes Gulliver, out of fear, start telling the truth to all the townspeople that he is not a hero nor is he the president of any city. Hearing this, the citizens of Lilliput become sad and the people of another country take control of them, and tie Gulliver with strong ropes and release him into the sea. Now Gulliver floats to another unknown island, where every human is bigger than Gulliver. There, a girl picks up Gulliver and keeps him in a small house as a toy, forces him to wear women's clothes, and even makes him love a doll. On the other hand, Lilliput is already possessed by Edward, and at that very moment, Gulliver's girlfriend Darcy also arrives in Lilliput by boat. The people of Lilliput recognize him, because Gulliver had told everyone that Darcy was his girlfriend. The people of Lilliput put Darcy under house arrest. Horatio, seeing Darcy, goes straight to Gulliver for help. When Gulliver finds out that Darcy is in Edward's possession, he takes Horatio straight to Lilliput. He goes straight to the prison, where Darcy is chained, and all the people of Lilliput are also imprisoned there, even the king and queen. Seeing Gulliver and Darcy together, everyone tells Darcy that Gulliver loves her, although Gulliver has never told Darcy this. Darcy is very happy to hear that Gulliver loves her. Gulliver takes all the citizens and goes straight to the field to fight Edward. Now there is a great fight between Gulliver and Edward. Edward shocks Gulliver with electricity to make him lose, but at the same time, Horatio musters up the courage to enter Edward's large iron structure and destroys his machine. Meanwhile, Gulliver, in anger, starts beating Edward, which makes Edward lose and Gulliver win. This impresses Darcy even more and the people of Lilliput become very happy. Now Darcy and Gulliver return to New York, Gulliver gets promoted in the office, and Gulliver and Darcy start living happily ever after. Our story today ends here. If you liked it, please subscribe, like and share with your friends. Thank you.